Hey Deadlies, are you ready to choose an idea from our hat? Are you ready? No? Okay. Are you ready? What idea did you choose, buddy? You chose top 5 Cheapies. Good choice, Dudley.
Welcome to another fragrance top 5. Today we're going to do the top 5 fragrances mostly marketed to men that are cheapies. What is a cheapie? For me, a cheapie is a fragrance that's under $30 Canadian, typically at a discounter, so that you can have it, not spend that much. I usually go for ones that are that cost for under 100 milliliters, and I think all the ones here are that. So let's go through it. I think I have a good selection here. Top 5 cheapest fragrances marketed for men. All right, so here at number 5, I'm going to bring out Perry Ellis's 360 for Men Red. This one here, absolutely miserable sprayer, worth every penny that you paid for it. And this one is actually a tester. This one here, it has appeared in previous videos for one of my shortest lasting fragrances out there, and it quite certainly is. This one here, I believe, was $16 for the tester for 100 milliliters. But this one, while you're going to have to reapply every hour and a half about to make it so it still has enough projection to go, it smells absolutely gorgeous in the air. Does not smell so good, spray and do that. But when it's in the air, it has lavender, citruses, it has coriander, it has gorgeous musks and like cinnamon and sandalwood on the base, a little bit of vetiver. What this is supposed to be is essentially a spicier interpretation of the original Acqua di Gio. And the Acqua di Gio wasn't a big, strong performer either. But that one is $70. This is 16 Canadian. So if you are going to go out there and you want a great freshie, great for the summer, one that I really recommend you put in a little decant jar and bring with you so you can reapply, Perry Ellis 360 Red for Men. A gorgeous fragrance. Again, reapply often for $16, spray heavy, and continue on throughout your day. That's number 5. Now here at number 4, I'm going to grab Nautica Voyage. This one here is another extreme cheapie. Tester here was going to run you $16, $17 Canadian. Buy it at like Fragrance Buy, or just don't buy it on Amazon or at a Walmart. You can pay $30 for it. But I will say this one here, even though the cap is kind of cheap, everything like that, it does last a fair length of time concerning its green and freshy nature. It has the smells of green leaves, of water and musk, amber, and a top note of green apples to kind of get it going. And the sprayer is below average, but for what it is, it lasts a long time. It has an essence of spring and summer, kind of like you're by a lake house, and there's like an ocean or a lake with a whole bunch of the leaves and flowers kind of in the distance, and the musk giving a little bit of masculinity. I wouldn't say this is aggressively male, but it does have this cleanness, a little bit of greenness. It is a wonderful, absolutely enjoyable spring and summer fragrance that lasts longer than you'd think, costs very, very little, and you don't need that many sprays. I'd say this one is well earned its title as being one of the best cheapies. It's in my collection because of that, and I think it deserves to be in your collection as well. So here at number 4, Nautica Voyage. All right, so here at number 3, something that personal place in my heart and the fragrance community, we have Mont Blanc Individuel. This one here can be purchased a little bit closer to the $30 mark for 75 milliliters, which is the larger size. I believe there's a 50 and a 30. A tester will run you about $27 Canadian. But this one here is that winter and almost unisex fragrance Actually, it could be very easily unisex. It is clean. It smells like fresh laundry with a hint of raspberry. Often it's compared to Yope. Don't agree, Yope Homme. And often it's compared to Creed's original Santal. Now, while this is more synthetic and does have the sandalwood, the dark chocolate, pineapple, and the raspberry, well, sandalwood has the cinnamon and this much more heavy sandalwood note and a lot more naturals in it. This musk and the spiciness and the slight sweetness really go very well with this one, and it lasts longer than you think. Now, the one thing I will say about it is because it is a little bit more synthetic than you may, this price range, more of them tend to be synthetic, and it has a lot of notes. You're going to go anosmic, nose blind to it, wicked fast. At least I do. But it does stay around and project much longer than you think. It is an amazing cuddle fragrance, especially during the winter because of that clean laundry type fragrance it has to it. That slight little tartness from the pineapple and the raspberry makes this one excellent fragrance. Yes, Jeremy Fragrance hyped this one and basically brought it back from being discontinued, but it was well worth saving. Mont Blanc, Individuel, my number 3 rockin' cheap fragrances. And here at number 2, reach over and grab Armaf's Hunter Intense. I read the notes of this one. I don't believe any of them. They claim there's bergamot, a bunch of citruses, cardamom, musk, and a bunch of different things. No, I don't know what it smells like, but it smells darn good. What it does smell to me and a lot of other people is Paco Rabanne's Invictus with a back of Dior Sauvage. That I do get. So that grapefruitiness is there, that little synthetic ambergris, ambroxan, and the slight little pepper notes. There's got to be some kind of vetiver in that. Now, this one here is, I believe, $25 Canadian for 100 milliliters. And if I recall, it is an eau de parfum. Nope, eau de toilette. But this one has got me compliments. And actually, when I had it compared to the original Paco Rabanne, it won. It's not a clone. It's inspired by those two fragrances and met in the middle to get that pepperiness, that brightness of Sauvage, and that sweetness and bubblegumminess that you want from Paco Rabanne's Invictus. Gorgeous smelling. It is synthetic. Doesn't smell like something natural. But at the same time, it smells darn good. This one here is that less aggressive, more sweet, bubblegummy thing. Absolutely amazing if you are a young man in high school and you want to impress people. The only thing I will say about this is the bottle is ugly. The cap doesn't fit very well until you put it on. And the plastic thing is just a chrome plate around the sprayer, the atomizer. It's wearing away. If you were to look at it, it's being chewed away just by usage. But the sprayer is pretty good. And the atomizer does give you a good amount of juice, lasts a long time, and it just smells good. What more can be said? For a number 2, $25, you're going to love it. Armaf Hunter Intense. And here, before I get to number 1, I wanted to mention a couple of fragrances here. Actually, I want to mention a whole house. What I want to mention is the English Laundry House. This ones here are inspired by fragrances, the lot of them. The Riviera is inspired by YSL L'Homme. This one here, London's inspired by Creed and Ventus. This one here, I'm sure, is inspired by something else. The Oxford Blue is inspired by Versace Euros. And they all, for 100 milliliters, and sometimes for a gift pack, you can get for $20, $25. They are, in terms of performance, all slightly below average. All of them. But in terms of smell and quality, they're pretty good. Now, I'm not going to spray this one because my camera lady does not like the Aventus or Aventus clones. Although, of the bunch I have, this is the one that she tolerates the most because it's the least smoky, most pineapple-y, and most juniper and blackberry. A lot heavier on the fruits, which is fine. But this one is also, by far, all the Aventus clones, the worst performing. This one here is Signature, which would be a great office scent. The only problem with it is it doesn't last a full work day. You're going to have to reapply several times. But again, at such a reduced cost, and the body wash being included, this was $20 for a little one, a big one, and a body wash. You're not going to go wrong with these English Laundry ones. But I couldn't quite bring myself to say these ones are all exceptional. They're really good as a line. Cambridge Night is like Invictus. I believe we also have Notting Hill, which is close to Viking. All very, very good, but they all suffer from the same thing: performance problems. I forgave it here, and I want to say these ones here, worth looking into, very often found in Winners or your discounters for less than $20, and sometimes even for the whole gift set. Well worth having. I have 7 of them. I don't find myself reaching very often because I want fragrances to last a long time. They don't. But you know what? For good beginner fragrances, can't complain. Solid 8 out of 10 ones. Had to put them somewhere. I decided to put the whole line here as an honorable mention. And here at number 1, we are going to bring up, not a big surprise, Mont Blanc Legend. Mont Blanc as a house, generally speaking, is kind of like the better version of the English Laundry in terms of they have a lot of fragrances that are inspired, or people have actually taken them and made quality niche fragrance versions of it. But Mont Blanc as a house, if you get a discounters, you can get very often for less than $30 for 100 milliliters, especially the testers. The Mont Blanc Legend series, the whole series, Mont Blanc Legend, Mont Blanc Legend Night, Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, Mont Blanc Legend Parfum, they're all good. The Mont Blanc series, the fragrances are all quite good. They all have middling to high for performance, and for their costs, they're exceptional. Now, this one here is lavender and pineapple and musks, and it has earned me a disproportionate amount of compliments. Women tend to very much enjoy it, and it's a DNA that you could wear to the office. It's a DNA you could wear out. It could be very easily be a signature scent. I don't think it's quite the smell you'd want during the winter. Absolutely excellent. If you want to class this up, you could buy the Percival, which I can see why it's related to it. You also have the Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce, which apparently this one was inspired by. But the clean lavender, the sharp lemon, the gorgeous sprayer, everything about this one, the cool looking bottle. Mont Blanc, I don't know why they have fragrances being a pen company, but they do, and most of them are excellent. This one is no exception. Mont Blanc Legend, my number 1 cheapie. Again, this is going to be a stand-in for most of the Legend series. Only comment I would say is Mont Blanc Legend Night is a little bit weaker than I would like, but the rest of them, gorgeous. So Mont Blanc Legend, the original, a great cheapie. Well, here we are. Those were my 5 cheapies. When I first started my journey, cheapies were king. I wanted to get the cheapest stuff that would work, get me compliments. I think it's what most people want to do. Get a good deal. You do learn there are limitations to cheapies, and they will never smell like some of the quality ones, but some quality ones smell really terrible. But these are the ones that we have. And I'm going to say, sometimes you're going to find that even the cheap ones do very well with your audience. Like I said, I have many people in my life that just don't like Aventus, whether it's the good stuff from Creed originally or the copies. Sometimes the copies do better. I tell you, I've gotten way more love for this $30 fragrance than that $400 bottle will ever get. So these are great things to try, especially if you're starting your collection. Recommend them all. This has been my top 5. I hope you continue to enjoy the videos.